The European scouting mission could be bearing fruit for Derby County as a number 9 is going to be on the list this summer. Martijn Kaars is a striker from S.C Magdeburg. He currently stands at 1.83 metres tall and is 26 years of age, born in the Netherlands. He has played at youth international level for Netherlands under-18s but hasn't played above that level. He's currently valued at €1.2 million by Transfer Market and is having probably one of his best seasons of his career. He's obviously playing in the second division in Germany, just like Abu Bakr and Livran Berku. Now, obviously, if we take a deeper look into the career of Martijn Kaars, he's a player who could have massive impact for Derby County. This season, he's made 25 appearances, scoring 17 goals with 6 assists, 2 yellow cards and 1 red, playing 2,250 minutes. This season, he's played in both a striker position and in that number 10 role, where he could obviously fulfil a range of different roles. Now, for Derby County, it's massively important that this summer, when we do start to bring in transfers, that we add quality to that forward line. We've not had that for a while, really. Yes, we had Dave McGoldrick in the First League One season and James Collins, but ultimately, they were never really top draw. Now, obviously, if we look at his previous career, he came up through Ajax, played for Voldenham and Highland Sport, and then obviously moved on to S.C Magdeburg. Now, if we look at his full career and look at the amount of games and goals that he has scored, he looks like he could be a really good player. 305 appearances, 130 goals, 37 assists, 15 yellows, 1 red, 19,921 minutes. Now, obviously, when we're talking about strikers, you've also got to have players, in my opinion, who can move about in roles. And that's something which he can do. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, and he can play through the middle. He's made 143 appearances as a centre forward with 70 goals and 18 assists. On the right wing, he's played 48 times with 27 goals and 8 assists. On the left, another 40 games with 9 goals and 4 assists, and then 21 times in that number 10 role, 8 goals and 2 assists. Now, this is massive for Derby County. Having a player that is a striker, has that height, that can rotate between, in my opinion, 4 of the most important positions in an attacking output is absolutely massive. Being able to play him in a number 10 role behind a Jørgen Selverson completely changes the direction that the game could go. Having him play on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, again, it changes the direction a game could go. It offers a little bit of extra height on the wings, and it shows a player that is capable of doing more than one thing. Now, obviously, for Derby County, the most important thing for next season, whether it be in League One or in the Championship, is making sure that we have an ability to score goals and have a striker that can do it consistently. We've seen how important that's been for the likes of Birmingham City, Wycombe Wanderers, Wrexham this season, as they've all got really good scorers in the League One division. We've even seen at the Championship, if you go back to last season, Blackburn Rovers survived by the skin of their teeth thanks to the goals from Sammy Schmodics, and that's something which Derby County cannot underestimate. Having strikers that can score, wingers that can score, midfielders that can score is absolutely pivotal. And over the course of recent weeks, Derby County have got their goals from a wide range of different sources: set pieces, open play, Marcus Harness picking up a goal, Craig Forsyth, Matt Clark. It's really important that Derby County find a way to score goals, not just over the course of the rest of this season, but heading into future years. And that is where Martijn Kaars could be an absolute brilliant signing for Derby County. Now, we know over the course of the January window, Derby County probably missed out on about £10 million worth of signings, whether that be loan deals or permanent transfers. And that's something which Derby County are going to have to look to make sure they don't do again this summer. Derby County should have money to spend whatever division they're in, because it's going to have to be a massive rebuild. There's rumours of investment coming in for Derby County, but how important could that be, and could that move Derby County into a new stratosphere when it comes to the Championship or League One division? We've seen what the likes of Birmingham have done with investment. We've seen what Wrexham have done with their investment too, and there's no reason why Derby County can't get investment and do a similar thing. Now, for me, bringing in a player like Martijn Kaars with that ability to put the ball in the back of the net certainly would add to the squad. Now, yes, in the academy there is strikers coming up, the likes of Charles Abuka, Lennon Wheeldon can play there. There is players there that can come up, even Dejan Brown. But what we've got to do is make sure that we have a consistent footing, a consistent strike force that can play consistently and find the back of the net. Now, we haven't seen Dejan Brown play consistently. Lars Jørgen Selverson, when we come to the end of this season, won't have really played consistently for Derby County, but we know he can find the back of the net based on his seasons in Norway. Now, it's a massive opportunity for Derby to go out and pick off in the European market, as we've done with the likes of Zetterstrom, with the likes of Sondre Langas, the likes of Lars-Jørgen Selverson, and obviously Kenzo Heldmine. And it's really important that we do continue to look in that European market. Obviously, the depth chart is really disappointing heading into the summer so far. There's contracts that need to be renewed. There's players that need to stay. But obviously, those conversations aren't going to be able to happen until the end of the season. Kane Wilson isn't going to renew for a League One club, in my opinion. Would Liam Thompson want to stay if we go down to League One? These are all questions which have to be asked over the course of the next few weeks. And it's something which is going to be really, really important for Derby County's future. Now, John Eustace has already done a great deal of turning this club around and getting the players to find their confidence again. And once again, confidence breeds quality. Once you've got confidence in the squad and you've got confidence in each other, you soon find that quality edge coming up again. And we saw that in the most recent game as of recording this video, which was Tuesday night versus Coventry City. An unbelievable performance for Derby County, which saw Derby County win 2-0. And it saw some really, really important bits of play from the likes of Ibu Adams, Jerry Yates and Ryan Niambi. You saw incredible bits of play from Marcus Harness and Callum Elder. You saw really nice free kicks coming in again. And that's what Derby County need. And that's what they're going to need to supply a striker like Martijn Kaars. Now, that's something which is going to go from strength to strength for Derby County. If they can secure all 3 points at the weekend versus Plymouth Argyle, which you'll obviously already know the score, then Derby County are going to be in a brilliant, brilliant position. And it's going to open the door for a wide range more talent in the summer transfer window. Now, obviously, the most important thing for Derby County and John Eustace is staying in the division, but they've got to make sure that they're looking at these players. They've got to make sure that no matter who is telling them what to do, you've got to make sure you go and watch players. And this is what Eric Steele keeps talking about. And ultimately, the problem is we already do it. Yes, there is data on hand. There's videos watched. There's full matches watched back at Moor Farm of these players playing abroad. But ultimately, every player that we sign will probably more than likely be scouted unless it is a panic deal. And that's something which the Derby County fans need to understand. Derby County don't just pick players up because they've watched a couple of videos. They do often send scouts to go and watch, and that's something which is massive for the future of this football club. Scouts will and always will be a massive part of recruitment. Yes, you can add in the recruitment analysts. You can add in those recruitment officials that are in line with the likes of Mark Thomas and potentially Patrick Deboys over the course of the next few months. But ultimately, there is nothing better than sitting and watching a player and getting a feel for how they work within a game, whether it's during the warm-ups, at half-time, if they're on the bench, whether it's at full time, whether they've won the game, missed a chance, whether it still affects them throughout the game. That's something you can only really keep an eye on. One, if you're watching a full game, and two, if you're in the stadium. And that's something which Derby County do, and something which they will continue to do over the course of upcoming years, in my personal opinion. So if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to stay tuned for all of my latest Derby County content. If you have not done so already, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.